is our virtual Spring Area Association meeting of 2024. So please know, for the purpose of the minutes, we will be recording this meeting. Following the minutes, we will be deleting the recording. So as I said, welcome. I'm Cami Gibertini, the Girl Scouts of West Central Florida Board President. I'm just so excited to welcome you here this evening. So with that, I will officially call this meeting to order. I'd like to begin by introducing our other Girl Scouts of West Central Florida Board and Board Development Committee members that are present this evening. I'm sorry, I'm so excited. You guys get me so excited that I'm like spurring over myself. So I apologize, I will settle. So Lynn Dorman, our Vice President of Governance, is here with us tonight, as well as Micheline Everett, our Treasurer. And we have other board members that also serve in dual roles. We have Michelle Bonner, who's also our Board Development Committee Chair, Grace Maceda, who also serves as Membership Sustainability Committee Chair, Keith Smith, who also serves as our Finance Committee Chair, Tracy Holt, Vanessa Jones, Kelly Williams-Puccio, and our Girl Board member, Gracie S. And is there anyone here that I missed? And let me check
we
this.
also have past President Jean Kohler, who's a member of the Board Development Committee.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, that's an honor. Jean, welcome. We're so happy to have you here this evening. Thank you for joining. So we're so grateful for your passion, your time, and your expertise that you dedicate to the Girl Scouts of West Central Florida. Thank you to our board and our committee members for being here with us this evening. So tonight we have a very important agenda. So I'm going to go over a couple talking points with you on what we have, and then we will roll right into it. So first, we will share our mission moment celebrating our Girl Board member, Gracie S., and all the Girl Scouts who serve on our council on the CEO Girl Advisory Board. Then we will share a brief State of Council report with some highlights of our progress year to date, as well as preview of events to come in the next few months. We'll also share an important update from the Properties and Finance Committee about our substantial investment in the camps this year. Then I'll invite Vice President of Governance, Lynn Dorman, to share a little education about governance. This presentation will give you a deeper understanding of the difference between governance and operations, and will help prepare you for our breakout sessions brainstorms. And then after the delegate pinning ceremonies and following the presentations, we will send you to your area meetings in a Zoom breakout rooms for your pinning ceremonies and elections. Then our board members will facilitate conversation around two governance discussion items. First, we will want to brainstorm ways that we can celebrate your area at our annual meeting in the spring. Secondly, we will brainstorm ways to engage more Girl Scouts as local delegates and more members in these meetings. So it should be a really great conversation. And then after our area meetings adjourn, you will have the opportunity to connect with our staff leadership team and operational listening sessions. You can offer your suggestions or ask questions. And then following this event, we will compile all the questions and feedback from tonight into a master document and follow up with responses. So let's begin, as we always do, with our Girl Scout promise and our Girl Scout law. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout. I will do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong, and responsible too, and to respect myself and others, respect authority, use resources wisely, make the world a better place, and be a sister to every Girl Scout. Thank you. During our board meetings, we often center ourselves by reminding us what we do, why we do what we do, to build girls of courage, confidence, and character who go out and make the world a better place. For this mission moment, we'd like to ask our girl board member, Gracie S., to join us. If you don't know Gracie, you really should. Not only does she serve on our board of directors, but she's also a girl voice on the properties committee. She is a liaison to the board of directors on the CEO's Girl Advisory Board, and she's a media girl, a past camp intern, and soon to be a camp counselor. Gracie is working on her Gold Award as well. So Gracie, tell us more about what this experience means to you and what happened at our recent CEO Girl Advisory Board meeting.
All right, thank you, Cami. So last weekend we had a Girl Advisory Board meeting at Camp Dorothy Thomas, where the Girl Advisory Board is a team of Girl Scouts in middle and high school who make recommendations to our council staff regarding what programs we want to see offered in the future. And so this year we discussed exciting opportunities with STEM, ways to help seniors and ambassadors gain life skills that will help them as they graduate high school, and improvements to high awards that will make them easier to get started with, and also how we can help support you and your Girl Scouts throughout the process of working on your high awards. I've been a part of this team for a little over a year now, and it's been really cool to see all of our ideas being put into action throughout the year. After this year's meeting, some of my friends and I also had the privilege of getting to sit down with some of our troop leaders and Mary Pat and discuss some of the challenges that they've been having with having older girls in their troops and how we can overcome them. It was really awesome to be able to see their perspective with that. Another amazing opportunity that I've had through Girl Scouts, as you've heard, is I'm on the board of directors. And the board has been awesome. They've welcomed me with open arms. And I've truly loved learning about the behind the scenes workings of a nonprofit, and especially the governance side of things. And I am very thankful for this opportunity, and I would really recommend it to any of our older Girl Scouts who are interested in governance and leadership.
Gracie, you have been a phenomenal add to our board, and we're just so happy to have you on there. You make such a difference. Thank you so much for your leadership and your insight. You make us so proud, Gracie.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I also wanted to take this opportunity. We have one of our other girl board members with us tonight. Bonnie Knight is with us, so I wanted to say hello to her. And then also really excited to and share that we also have our Girl Scouts of USA board member with us, national board member, Felicia Gilmore Long. So we wanted to welcome you as well, Felicia. Thank you both for joining us.
Hello.
Awesome. So good to have you here.
Hello, thank you.
You're so welcome. Good to see you, Bonnie. Awesome.
Good to see you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course, of course. So at this time, we will begin with a brief State of the Council report by our fearless leader, our CEO, Mary Pat. Can you go ahead and kick us off?
Awesome. Thank you. If you haven't seen it yet, I thought we'd start with this slide. Can you go back a slide? This is the mural that is in St. Petersburg, and it is beautiful. And maybe many of you helped to participate to paint this beautiful work of art. And it's been such an incredible asset in that community, and we're really proud of it. And really, that really is a great way to kick off. A big part of what our focus is this year is to uplift the opportunities for Girl Scouts to be visible in communities and to be truly ingrained in the fabric of the communities. And a lot of what we'll talk about tonight reflects that. Next slide, please. This is our strategic goals and objectives for the next few years. Obviously, attracting and retaining members is super important. And what's really important underneath each of those is that, first of all, that we really continue to focus on our diversity, equity, and inclusion goals, creating an inclusive environment so that all feel welcomed and that they belong in Girl Scouts. In addition, we want to make sure that Girl Scouts members, that is girls and volunteers, have a high quality Girl Scout leadership experience. Truly, that's what will keep our Girl Scouts with us. Growing revenue to us looks like diversifying the funding. Diversifying the funding means we have more individual donors, we have more corporate donors, and you'll see a lot of our programs and events are starting to really emphasize corporate partnerships as well. And some of you might have seen a new campaign we've kicked off in digital media, specifically targeting our individual donors. And finally, continuing to make strides in our organizational health, the stability and the readiness to scale, because we are growing and we are growing fast. We are anchored in our values. We are anchored in our leader behaviors and our brand promise to make this amazing experience for girls to discover their passions and develop their skills, seek challenges, gain confidence, and connect with caring adults so that they want to take action in the world. Next slide, please. So these are just some of the opportunities that our Girl Scouts have had in the past month, truly month, to connect with policymakers, to connect with community leaders, to be visible as color guards, to really show up and be part of the community experience. And I just wanted to celebrate all of the Girl Scouts who've said yes to these opportunities. Sometimes it means even missing a little bit of school, and I so appreciate that when you say yes to these opportunities. I keep hearing, I'm seeing Girl Scouts everywhere, and that's because truly you are showing up in so many places to make the world a better place. Next slide, please. And it's working. Part of our strategy is, our growth strategy is the more we are visible in communities, the more we will grow. We are the fastest growing council in the United States right now. I mean, that changes day to day, but right now we are growing fast. And that is such a testament to the partnership of our volunteers and our community managers and our staff, our program coordinators. Truly, we're up about 17% in membership right now, 21% in girl membership. And I'm so proud of that and so thankful for all of you for what you've done to help achieve that. Currently, we have about 2,675 more Girl Scouts than we did last year at this time. And we are so close, so close. Like, I think this number's even more today. So we're just less than 200 away from exceeding what we did all of last year. And that is amazing. And we're so close to our goal. And I just really thank you for it. I know what you've been doing. You've been talking about Girl Scouts, and you've been talking about Girl Scouts in a positive way that attracts other Girl Scouts. Next slide. And with that growth, we've been really well resourced. And so our fund development team has been partnering with our community team to really figure out how can we grow free Girl Scouting? How can we grow the community troops that we have across our region? We have our Hillsborough County and Pinellas troops that we've had for several years, but we've really expanded our reach in Polk County and Pasco County, as you can see from the slide. We have nearly $1 million in funding for this free Girl Scouting experience. And it's possible because of these funders, but also because we've partnered with groups like the Boys and Girls Clubs, YMCAs, schools, Parks and Recreation, Housing Authority. Truly, where are our kids? That's where Girl Scouts need to be. Next slide, please. So with the growth comes challenges, and we are definitely experiencing some of those challenges, and some of you have lifted this up. So for example, we need some more Girl Scout programs. We need more financial aid. We need more volunteers. We need more volunteer training. I think that you can all clap to that. Many of you are saying that same thing. We need more program facilitators at our camps so that more girls can access our camps. And we need to continue strengthening our new leader support. And so we are keeping pace. We are working to keep pace with this demand. And we'll continue to chip away. I just want to shout out to the staff team who've been critical agents of this challenge and really making this experience a positive one. I also want to thank all the volunteers who've said yes to things, yes to new opportunities to volunteer. In the next few months, we will be seeking more facilitators in order to really help us to deliver more programming at our camps, for example, and that will include paid facilitators. So if that's an opportunity that you're interested in, and we really hope that you'll say yes to that opportunity. Shout out to the camp hosts, for example, and our current facilitators. You're amazing, and we couldn't do it without you. Next slide, please. So did you see all those amazing people on the slide previously? They're what we call the green team. And this is a new strategy to encourage Girl Scouts and really any member of the community to volunteer for Girl Scouts, whether it be stuffing the new leader boxes like you saw before, or participating in a camp program, or showing up at STEMapalooza in April or Girl Scout Fest. We want to grow this body of people who say, yes, I want to be a Girl Scout volunteer and I can help this one day. I get the t-shirt, and you know what? That reminds me that I can keep going, checking that website or looking at my email and seeing them tell me how many other opportunities there are to volunteer. What I like to think about this is an acquisition strategy for volunteers, meaning they volunteer a few times for us and they experience how amazing our mission is, and then they see how I want to give more time to this. So this is an incredible strategy. Thanks to those of you who've already gotten the t-shirt. I hope that you'll consider more opportunities to volunteer specifically at our events like STEMapalooza coming up in April. Next slide, please. We also have a number of jobs open right now. And again, these jobs do emphasize a lot of what happens at camp. So Michelle Burke, they did a great job launching and Stacy launching camp registration this past week. We've had a great turnout. If you haven't registered for your camp, register ASAP. I've just registered Jenna today. And but we're still seeking more year-round camp hosts. We're still seeking specialty program facilitators, and these are paid positions: archery, lifeguard, challenge course, help us to fuel the programs that happen at our camp. We have other seasonal positions. There's a seasonal position right now for a customer care associate. So keep in mind, there's other ways that you could participate. And Carrie Alexander's on the call. She's our head of HR, and she will be the person that will screen and interview you. So be sure to mention that you're a volunteer or a Girl Scout. Next slide, please. So I mentioned that we had just launched camp, and it's super exciting. I hope that you received your guide in the mail. I just got mine this week. The important dates are the registration is open, and the counselor and training CIT and intern application goes live February 8th. And then March 10th, we will host an open house at Camp Wildwood, and another one March 17th at Camp Wailani. Bring those Girl Scouts there to experience it if they've never been to camp. That's a wonderful opportunity. This year, we're going to also have Camp Indian Echo from June 28th through 30th open for family weekend camp. And if you haven't been to Camp Indian Echo lately, truly beautiful and a wonderful place to spend a weekend with your family. Next slide. Happy cookie season. We are so excited. As of last night, we were on track already with our budget with 1.44 million cookie boxes sold already, which is amazing. Cookie booths start this weekend. The patch you see right there, that's the patch. I have a bunch of them. That's the patch that our board members, our staff, and even some mayors, commissioners, policymakers, and other people will be using when they stop at booths to celebrate you. This is about celebration of Girl Scouts. This isn't to see if you're doing anything wrong. This is celebration of Girl Scouts for all they do. And so we're very excited to kick that off this weekend. Currently, we're around 282 boxes per girl average. That's really, really good. And that continues to, it changes, fluctuates by the day. So we are at, as of yesterday, we were at 80% prior year total. You all, I loved seeing your pictures about the cookie delivery. You just made it so exciting. And I know at least in my community in Palm Harbor, there were so many posts about where can I get cookies? I saw people promoting cookies. So people are talking, and in the next 2 weeks, you will see us on the media all over the place. So please watch the news. We'll be sharing some of the stories. Thank you for sharing them out and lifting those stories and getting them out to your networks. You can, the best way that you can celebrate cookies is to talk about that personal impact for either your daughter or for the Girl Scouts that you serve, or if you're a Girl Scout, sharing how it's made you a stronger, more confident leader and entrepreneur. Think about that personal impact. Think about that trip you're taking. Think about the experience you've had because of the cookie revenue, and write about it. Share that story. Thank you. All right. March 8th, we are going to be celebrating the Women of Distinction. This year's honorees are an incredible group of women, which you can see on the screen. And the event is at noon at Armature Works. It sounds like we have about 15 tables left to sell, which is amazing that we only have 15 tables left to sell. So thank you to Clara for that. I hope to see you at this wonderful event. In addition to these women who will be sharing some inspiration, we will also have Girl Scout alum Elaine Feaster, who was the recipient of the $10,000 GSUSA scholarship last year, who will be a youth keynote. And this is the first time we're going to shine a light on a girl and have her tell her story of the impact of Girl Scouts in her life. So hope to see you there. Next slide, please. STEMapalooza, we're expecting about 1,500 to 2,000 attendees at this event. STEMapalooza is an incredible hands-on learning experience for Girl Scouts of all ages. And we're planning panels especially targeted to the older girls. This is an opportunity also for girls to earn community service hours, and they can get that t-shirt as a member of the green team. Spread the word. April 6th, Florida Polytechnic University. Next slide, please. All right, and then we want to make sure these are in your calendar. April 20th, the annual meeting. We're going to talk a lot about the annual meeting later tonight. We want it to be the most celebratory and fun and interactive experience than we've had, at least since I've been here. So stay tuned for that. Planting seeds, start thinking how that could come to life. Our high awards ceremony is June 8th. Can't wait to celebrate some of you. I know are working on your gold awards, and really looking forward to celebrating our Girl Scouts there. Next slide. And we want to go all the way into August 24th. August 24th is the Volunteer Leadership Rally and the awards ceremony. Put it in your calendars now. We had so much fun last year that we've invited our board to join us, and they're going to do their retreat on at the same time, so they can connect with you in the morning and the afternoon after the retreat. This is where we all get together, and we inject in each other the energy that it takes to really fuel the kickoff of Girl Scouting for the fall. And I think honestly, this strategy had a lot to do with our membership growth this year. I think everyone left so energized and so connected, and that's what this community is all about. So join us for the Volunteer Leadership Rally and Awards. Next slide. All right, improvements to our camps. So this year, I want to make sure I'm still, Cami, do I do this one part? I'm looking to make sure. I think I still do this part. I'm going to go with, all right, good. Improvements to our camps. This year, our board of directors has made an incredible investment in our camps. And so next slide, please. That right there is Horseshoe Meadows at Camp Dorothy Thomas. So this is a slide that Renee Murch, who's our Vice President of Properties, prepared for our board of directors that really helps to explain the strategy. We, for the past few years, have been really focused on unexpected needs and deferred maintenance. Well, now we are shifting gears, and we're going to be able to focus on planned property improvements, things that we know that we need to do to make the girl experience that much better. Next slide, please. So in FY 2023, we spent about $500,000 on things like replacing 48 roofs, tractors, trucks, and we really scanned the environments to identify needed improvements, completed numerous repairs, so many repairs, and updated the matrix that we utilize that helps us to plan and foreshadow what's coming, and really developed this capital budget that we're about to share with you now. And Cammie, anytime if you want to chime in.
Yes. Did you, Mary Pat, did you want to finish what we're
Yeah,
doing
I'll
in each
finish and then
specific park? Right,
Yeah,
each specific park, and then once you get it back to the board, I'll take it over.
okay, sounds good.
Okay, because you're doing a great job.
Okay. Next slide, please. So this was the request that Sarah Abels and Renee worked with the finance and properties committees who joined together to really discuss, what is it that we, what can we do for this year? And what you'll see in column 1 and column 2 are specific priorities for the next 2 to 3 years that we really want to invest in. And three, classification number 3 in that column, those are the longer term strategies. So in the next year, we will be, in the next 2 to 3 years, we will be spending about $2 million in improvements. The board has approved that. However, the board has approved it with the urgency that we focus on securing grants from foundations and such. Already this year, we've secured $376,000, and Erin and Clara and our team over in fund development, they're chipping away at continuing to apply for funding so that we can offset the expenses that we have in our capital budget. Thankfully, this is something that people do want to fund, so it's really wonderful. Let's go to the next slide because that's where it really tells you some of the good things that are happening. Just some of the biggest things that are happening during the next year or two are Horseshoe Meadows. You saw the building, right? It needs a lot of work. And so we will be renovating that to include having air conditioning on the inside of the lodge area for our Girl Scouts. They need a place to cool down. All of the beautiful, making it truly beautiful, restoring it to what it once was, and improving some of the bathrooms and other things. In addition, we will be installing the covered riding arena. And this again will provide necessary shade for our equestrians and our horses. This is especially important during the summertime when we have summer camp. And Indian Echo, our teepee, unfortunately did not make it through the last storm. And so, fun fact, teepees are not native to this area of Florida. There weren't teepees here in Florida. So we're going to reimagine that area and are looking at several different options so that we can have places for Girl Scouts to stay along the water and make sure that it's a fun, beautiful experience that also offers air-conditioned space at Camp Indian Echo. We've heard that's a need from our girls, especially. We're also improving the Ranger House kitchen. At Camp Wailani, again, you're going to hear a lot about cooling because that is the #1 thing we hear from our Girl Scouts is they would have more fun if it was cooler. And so air conditioning in that lodge and kitchen, really developing a more permanent solution for that. Our dock was destroyed in the last hurricane, so we're going to rebuild the dock. We have to do things like not so much fun, but it's very important, parking lot pavement and repairs in the old cabins. We have the new cabins at Camp Wailani and they're beautiful. Well, we want to do some basic upgrades in the old cabins to make them as beautiful as the new cabins. At Camp Dorothy Thomas, we're also have a lot of pool repairs to do. The parking lot also has high needs, and we're going to be really looking at where we can add air conditioning improvements, electrical needs, and ultimately we're working towards scoping the renovation of the lodge overall. And that will, again, that's a project, right? So you know how it is when you're even doing your kitchen. You have to scope it and identify everything. So that'll be a multi-year project.
Thank you, Mary Pat.
Thank you.
Thank you. So at the annual meeting, we'll go in depth on on financial analysis with all of y'all, but we did want to share the depth of work that's being done on our finance committee and our property committees this fall. So thank you, Mary Pat, for reviewing all that with us. Your board of directors and staff leadership team are deeply committed to our four camps, and the decision to allocate substantial resources and generate more community support for our camps really demonstrates that. We hope you'll agree. This is great news for the future of our outdoor program experiences and trainings at camps. As a board, we feel it's really important to listen to your insights. Our council is entering a new phase, a phase of growth, a phase that requires resource development, capacity building, and a council-wide collaboration. With that growth, we are examining how governance needs to evolve. We are coming out of a change management phase. We've completely rewritten our bylaws and refreshed our policies. Our role is now focused on building the influence, attracting the resources, and supporting the needs of the council. It all begins with listening to you. The last time we met, we asked for your feedback on the necessity of a spring area meeting. Many of you said it wasn't necessary since it was so close to the annual meeting. On the other hand, others felt so passionately that we needed this meeting to provide a brief update, as well as preview what is to come at the annual meeting. So as a result, we decided to continue hosting spring area meetings, but strengthen the questions we bring for your discussion. We also asked what you thought about virtual versus in-person meetings. Many of you felt virtual was not conducive to midweek realities of your busy lives. Some of you felt strongly that we offer an in-person area meeting at least once a year. So when Ellie reached out to the area chairs, 2 area chairs requested in-person meetings. We will host those tomorrow, one in Ocala and one in Lakeland. At least once a year, we will make this offer to host an in-person meetings, and we will offer both options as we are doing this week. What's most important to us is high participation. We are thrilled with the 185 people who are joining us tonight. So we thought it would be a perfect time to leverage this big energy that we have and give you some more information about how governance is structured, the difference between governance and operations, and then brainstorm with you how we can make this year's annual meeting the best one ever, or yet, should we say, because we're getting better and better every year. So to get us started, I'm going to introduce Lynn Jackson Dorman, our Vice President of Governance.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and our magnificent, wonderful, energetic, brilliant, I'm so proud to be associated with girls. On behalf of the Board of Directors of the Girl Scouts of West Central Florida, and with the support of our amazing CEO and the Girl Scouts of West Central Florida staff, I, Lynn Jackson Dorman, want to share with you tonight a brief refresher on governance and how it impacts our council, our volunteers, and most importantly, our girls. You've all seen some of the information I'm going to share with you tonight before, probably in manuals and or briefings, but I thought it was prudent for us to take a little bit of time tonight to retool our understanding of governance as it relates to our council. We've got some new volunteers and members on the line, and I thought it was also a perfect time to inform some of them about the differences between governance and operational and refresh the knowledge of the others of us. I thank you in advance for your attention. Let us start at the very beginning and the very top. The preamble for our GSUSA Constitution states, the ultimate responsibility for the Girl Scout movement rests with its members. We govern by an efficient and effective democratic process that demonstrates our leadership in a fast-changing world. Those 2 sentences to me speak volumes because democratic processes are at the very core of Girl Scouting. It's important for all of us who participate in those processes to understand what is governance and what is operations. It'll enable us to really effectively be a part of a process. Can we go to the next slide? Thank you. This gives you a quick look at what is governance and what is operational and what functions and or roles kind of are a mixture of both. You can see that as governance, the governance members have the job to provide foresight, oversight, and insight for the good of the movement. You can see that organizational It's the job of them to look at the day-to-day roles. Basically, governance and operations each relate to the who makes what decisions in Girl Scouting. Can we go to the next slide? This model depicts so clearly the interdependence we have on one another at various levels in our organization. On the local level, our local delegates elect national delegates, and those national delegates attend the National Council session and participate as such. Those national delegates inform the GSUSA Board of Directors of our perspectives, our issues, and they elect the GSUSA Board and Board Development Committee. The shaded blue areas indicate what happens locally. Our members are elected to be area and service unit delegates. Those delegates bring insights from the membership, you, to the Council Board of Directors, us, and associated committees. As delegates, you elect board members and board development committee members, and that influences the board of the future. Next slide, please. Let's take a closer look at our area and service unit delegates. You'll see 11 geographic governance subdivisions made up of area delegates and service unit delegates. These are two separate positions, keep that in mind. There are 2 area delegates per area association. There is a formula that we use for service unit delegates, and that is based on membership. 1 service unit delegate per 75 Girl Scouts as of September 30th of the prior membership year. So at the beginning of the membership year, we take a look at our numbers and we seek service unit delegates and area delegates to match what is our quota. Next slide, please.
I'm sorry, Lynn, to interrupt. Before I go to the next slide, I just want to make sure that everybody saw in the chat, if they could take advantage of this slide, and if they haven't done so already, please update their name to what area they belong to, which will help us assign the breakout areas for later, because we're trying to do that as the meeting's going on.
Of course, we want to hold on this
Thank
slide
you.
for a second.
Just a second, that way
Okay.
they can see if they know their service unit, which area it falls under, so they can go ahead and update their name.
Okay, great. I think I'll
Thank
give
you.
us, yeah, sure. We'll give about 30 seconds for that. Is that okay?
Yes, that would be great. Thank you
Good,
so
good. All right.
Okay.
So I'll just hold and I will stop talking. And Ellie, I'll rely on you to tell me when to start again.
I just wanted to say something really quickly for everybody.
I heard somebody make a comment.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so if you're if you're using your phone, what you can do to update your name and your and add your area is to click on participants and then click on your name on that participant list and then click on rename. And then this way you can add your area right there for your name.
Thank you, Minar.
You won't even take it out for a second and put it back in.
Ellie, I'll move forward on your signal.
You can go ahead.
All
Thank
right.
you.
No problem, no problem. Okay, ladies and gentlemen and girls, I'm going to move ahead. Let's go to the next slide. Thank you. In order to hold true to our value of members having a strong voice in the major decisions in our council, we always need to ensure that our members have a seat at the table or a position at the microphone to speak. Members having a voice is called decision influencing. And I think that's some of what we heard from Gracie a little bit earlier this evening, decision influencing as a part of it was the girl committee that she sits on that allows her to influence our operational level. So that was really a great example, a good segue for me. Think of it this way. Volunteers may influence operational decisions in a wide variety of ways, just like Gracie told us, including participation in surveys, service on operational advisory teams, like we heard this evening, speaking up in forums, and sharing with board and staff members concerns they have based on their experiences. Volunteers influence governance decisions through their votes and their use of their delegates at annual and national meetings. Next slide, please. In essence, that influence comes from members sharing their concerns, participating at various levels of our movement, and providing feedback on important matters that impact our girls. That influence informs the policy making process. Policy making is the prime responsibility of who? Our board of directors. Next slide, please. The board's primary job, just as I said, is to provide governance. And governance is defined as the system of established processes used by the board of directors to provide oversight of the organization and its mission. These are our current board members. They are charged with guiding our overarching strategy, approving budgets, following bylaws, ensuring mission and movement alignment, and providing risk assessment and oversight. The board is entrusted with a fiduciary responsibility to get the policy-making part of our system right, always considering the influence of members, the benefit to girls, and really, most importantly, the health of our overall organization. We as a board have done a lot of systems establishment already. Just as Mary Pat said earlier this evening, we've revamped our bylaws, we've refreshed policies, we've improved some procedures tied to elections and board recruitment, we've assessed our board engagement, and we've assessed organizational risk. As an organization, all of us are embracing this need to build capacity, gain access to more people of influence, generate more funds to sustain this organizational growth, just as we heard this evening, and most importantly, to ensure that we have the resources we need to grow our organization in a healthier and more inclusive way. It's a very exciting time for all of us. It's an exciting place for the board to be, and each one of these members take that responsibility so seriously. Can we go to the next slide? The responsibility to implement the policy that is created by the board and the standards that are established by the board is policy implementing or operational, and that is done by our staff team. This is the work of our Chief Executive Officer, Mary Pat, and the staff that she employs. These decisions are focused on the organization and management of all operational work within the framework of the council's goals. I want you to think about it as the day-to-day management of the council, the day-to-day management which ensures that the Girl Scout program is delivered effectively to all. Next slide. This is our council governance structure, and all of us play a critical role, especially you, definitely in our policy influencing box. Next slide, please. The governance of our organization is a year-round effort. We meet bi-monthly, while our committees meet monthly or in the off months. All of us serve on committees, and we all commit financially. Your role is also a year-round effort. Outside of these meetings, your role is to scan the environment and listen for issues of concern that are related to governance or policy. Please be the communication link between the members and our board of directors. We need that from you. Next slide. Even when we are sharing in the operational listening sessions with staff, everyone is listening, staff and the board. Everyone is observing themes, trends, and gaps in our resources. Everyone is trying to determine what we need to have a better system for our girls. The board's job, the staff's job, is to help fill those gaps. Next slide. When we were at the National Council session last July in Orlando, we were in awe of the number of Girl Scouts participating as national delegates. We imagined our council creating the kind of experience at our annual meeting and area meetings that would attract girls who want to amplify their voices in our forums as well as at the national level. We imagined a competitive process for being a girl board member. We imagined that this next conversation with you, when we talk about how to engage more girls in governance, will give us some ideas as to how to do that. And let's go to the next slide. Thank you. On the screen are the leadership opportunities for Girl Scouts aged 14 and above. It all starts with serving locally as area and service unit delegates or alternates, or as girl board members. There are also other roles we offer, council teams, girl advisory board, and I think we heard about that tonight. Media girls, green team. We also heard about some of the great things they're doing this evening, and more. Many of your service units provide unique opportunities for older girls to serve as well. These roles, these experiences are the first step to governance leadership. Let's get our girls involved. Next slide. So tonight in our breakout sessions, after we elect and pin our new delegates and alternates, let's all brainstorm together. Nothing's off the table about how we can do that. Let's brainstorm ideas about how we can create a celebratory experience at our annual meeting. We'd like to celebrate something from each of your areas at annual meeting this year. It might be a Girl Scout. It might be a community service project that you've done. It might be a volunteer training or volunteer support. The service units of your area can collectively decide what the common theme of success has been for your area this year. Then tell us if you want to share that at the annual meeting in a 3-minute presentation. You could use video, poster board at the annual meeting, or something else creative. Either way you share it, we want to celebrate your success amongst our entire Girl Scout team, and we want others to learn from what you're doing. Finally, in tonight's brainstorming, we want to improve the Girl Scout experience and governance. We especially want to hear from all of our Girl Scouts joining us tonight. I hope this helped. I hope you enjoyed this little briefing on governance. I hope you learned something new, and I hope you are as excited as I am to reimagine what this experience can be for our delegates and our Girl Scouts. Thanks again for your time and patience. Cami, that's all I have.
Thank you, Lynn. We so appreciate this education and all that you do for our board and the Board Development Committee. Sincerely, thank you so much. This was amazing information, and I know that everyone felt value with this information. So a quick reminder that after the area breakouts, we will be hosting an operational listening session where you can bring your feedback, suggestions, and questions for staff leadership. So once your area breakouts have concluded, feel free to join the room with a topic that you'd like to participate, and feel free to hop around. On behalf of the entire Girl Scouts of West Central Florida Board of Directors, I'd like to share my heartfelt thanks for all you do to build girls of courage, confidence, and character. I'm so proud of all that you do. Thank you so much. This year, our team effort across our council has been key to paving the way for our long-term success, and we could not do it without you. So thank you so much. This concludes our meeting for this evening. And we are getting ready to go into our area breakouts.
Not that, that's not there right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great, we'll see you soon.
If you know your area, you'll be able to see and join areas. You can see the breakout rooms in progress. Feel free to go there, or the team will transfer you there.
Michelle, you should be in area D. The room's open. You have to join the room.
And it looks like Trisha and Melinda.
Trisha, do you know what area you belong to? Or what service unit?
Oh, Michelle, we're not hearing you.
Michelle's logged in under two different accounts. I'm assuming she's in the room in the other one and that's where she's talking.
She looks like she's having a great time.
I think I gave the option that you should, Mary Pat, since you're co-host, you should be able to bounce around. And
Yeah.
Felicia, I did the same for you. You should be able to select the different rooms if you want to join any of the breakouts.
Oh, okay, good. I will. Thank you very much. I
Thanks
didn't
so much for
know it was
joining.
And
without-
good to see you.
Yeah,
Oh man, this was great. And that governance topic,
yeah.
right on time. Go, Mary Pat.
Was important,
Talk to you
yep.
later.
And then we have, hey, Tracy.
Okay, I'm a little confused. I'm sorry. Am I supposed to join one of the
You
groups?
can. I didn't assign a breakout to for you because I didn't know if you were going to be able to make it.
Oh, okay.
Do you have one that is there an area that you'd rather join?
No, I don't have a preference. I
You-
just didn't.
Or what area you live in?
I'm in Hillsborough.
Okay,
I looked on the graph up there. I
uh-huh.
didn't see my name listed in the G group. I think that was Hillsborough.
Yeah,
G is Southeast Hillsborough, F is Northern Hillsborough, and E is West Hillsborough.
Okay, that's a lot for me to take in.
Um,
I'll take any part of Hillsborough.
okay, how about Northern with Renee and Juanita?
Okay.
Okay, I'll send you, no, that's area F.
Ellie, you need to make Juanita a co-host because we are not able to do it in
no.
Region F.
Okay.
Mhm.
Participant. I thought I had.
We are both co-hosts except Juanita because I think she joined later.
all right, I'm gonna go hop around.
I'm bringing her back to the main session so that I can reassign her, Clara.
Okay, so can you send me back to Region F
Yes.
so that I can tell her? Mhm.
She's here. Hold on.
Oh, she's there. Okay.
Juanita, are you co-host now? Yes.
Yes, it looks like I can share my screen. Thank
Okay.
you.
Do I send you back or you can do it?
I think I can do it.
Okay.
So what do you need us to do? Just hang out?
No, it was what I needed help with was assigning the rooms and the breakouts. So I think for now we're done. I'll just stay here in case anybody like comes back.
I'm gonna join a breakout room.
Okay, Kelly, I think you should be able to pick which one. If not, let me know which one you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to C since I think that has only around 5 people, so.
I'll send you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Okay. What is this? Okay. Yeah, Erica, I think we're good for now.
You don't need me for the rest of the night or?
No, because they're gonna be in the breakout rooms, do the pinning and do the feedback and they'll stay there. That's it. We're not having for the operational feedback, it's not like last time that we had the different breakouts. They're just gonna have it with their area.
Okay.
Thank you.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Okay. So I'm good for the rest of the night. I can go hang out with my child.
Yeah.
Good night, Erica.
Go ahead.
Right. Just making sure. Have a good night, everyone.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so Michelle is in another breakout room and Sue is,
I think she is too.
oh, okay.
Michelle says she's joined under two different things. Because it seems like Sue's talking too. I don't know what she's doing.
Okay,
So
all
I
right,
think
so we
we're-
got everybody, so it was a success.
yes,
Got
yes.
everybody to where they needed to go? Excellent.
And that slide, I think that slide really did help.
Yeah, that's great. That was great timing. Because a lot of them, I think I still had 10 left that didn't have a location, but then again, I, you know. But they're all, I think everybody's set now.
Like, I can't. And then every time that I'd go to move one, it's like, next slide, please. I was like, I can't do this. Ay, okay.
And it's just looking so excited about taking this over.
And it's just getting a real feel for it, you know? I go,
All right, Ellie, what else do you need from me?
that's it, Christine. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. I will talk to you tomorrow.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, bye.
Bye. I'm gonna mute myself.